Hey guys, welcome to my studio. This is Paint with Lovejoy. Thanks so much for joining me today. In today's painting, we are going to do a tribute to Robert Indiana, one of his iconic love images. And this intro is actually going to be for both videos. You'll have two options: the traditional Robert Indiana with a white outline, or the option with a paw print in the O section. Just for those of you that are pet lovers. I've had success with both of those in my class. So this video is geared towards first-time and beginner painters. So just have fun with it and relax. What you're going to see in this video is in the description box below. There is a link to a traceable, and that traceable is a way for you to get your original image or that initial composition on your canvas before you start painting. And for my first time and beginner painters, this is a very helpful tool, so do look into that and utilize it. All right, another thing that you're going to see in the description box below is a link to a supply kit. And in that supply kit is everything that you need to create this particular painting: your colors, your brushes, your surfaces. So check that out, grab what you need, and then come back to the video. With this video and many other videos on my channel, I encourage you to make this your own. Swap out colors, change things up. You have permission to be creative and be expressive. Like I said earlier, this video is geared towards first-time and beginner painters. And keep in mind that the more that you paint, the more comfortable you get and the better you get at it. So please, this world is so crazy and it's not getting any less crazy. So please find a way to have a creative outlet at least once a month in your life. It's a very therapeutic process to have. All right, so enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, let's get ready to paint. It's going to be a nice, fun, and relaxing painting today. So get all your supplies, turn on your favorite music, get all of your favorite colors, and definitely feel free to change colors on this painting. And as always, make sure you take your progress photos. So I'm actually starting off with the large flat brush, and I'm going to fill in the love letters with red. And this is going to be really good practice with the square tipped brush. I want you to kind of utilize the edges, see how close you can bring them right on top of those lines, and kind of play with your pressure. And you will notice on the video that my paint's kind of transparent. I am using the student grade paint, and I will be adding another layer of red paint after we do the other sections. If you're using artist grade paint, you may not need the second layer. And again, if you're using student grade paint, you'll add a second layer or apply your paint a little bit thicker. If you're holding your breath right now, take a deep breath, just relax. The actual act of painting is very therapeutic, so you should be, I'm quite proud of you right now for painting at home. And again, you'll notice with the pressure of your brush, the more you push your brush against the canvas, the more those brush strokes are going to show up. So again, play with that. If your painting has a bit more texture and more brush strokes showing up than mine, completely okay. Make this your painting. And like I said earlier, if you want to change your colors here, if you want to make the love letters blue or green, or you want to put a galaxy sky in the negative space behind on the outside of the letters, please change this up. Just use this as a guideline to go through the process, and just get comfortable with your brush and using thicker paint and just trying to keep either a smooth or that textured consistency. I like telling my students in class that the only way to fail at painting is to not paint at all. So just the fact that you are physically going through the motions and applying paint to the canvas, it's very therapeutic for you. All right, so once you've done with your letters, pause the video or take your progress photo. Maybe not necessarily in that order. And with this one, I am keeping with the Robert Indiana iconic love painting. So we'll be painting these negative spaces in that light blue and green for the remaining spaces. And Robert Indiana's painted this in 1967 and was known for his typography and kind of pop art and electric colors. So I do recommend that you Google the name and Google the painting and learn more. As always, learn more. Alright, and see here I switched to the smaller brush. Feel free to do that or keep working with the larger brush. Again, just kind of finding your comfort level with the tools. Another option you could have done is after you painted your red, you could let it dry completely before you move into painting your next color, so that way you don't have any potential of contamination and getting the red into your background color. And if you're one of my first-time students or first-time painters here, good job. I'm proud of you. I hope you enjoy the video and kind of check out some of the other stuff on the channel. And try to find a creative outlet at least once a month. I tell my students that the world's not getting any less stressful, so it is up to you to find your kind of creative escapes from the world. And if this happens to be one of them, make sure you keep it up. Alright, again, if you're applying your paint kind of thin, I do recommend applying it a little bit thicker. It's going to be easier for you to kind of work with it, and you get a little bit more time before it starts to dry and a little bit better coverage. If you happen to go over your red letters, don't freak out. Again, we're going to apply a second layer of red on top of that so you can kind of correct anything. Again, take your progress photo and just kind of get in the habit of taking progress photos when you do something creative. It's very nice to look back and have a visual documentation of your progress. Nice. If you are painting on a stretched canvas, go ahead and start painting those edges with the color. It does look nice when you have that color wrap around the edge when you hang it on the wall. And then you don't have to worry about putting it in a frame. And again, you can see I'm using kind of a light pressure. You can see where my brush strokes do show up. And if I can hold my brush kind of at an angle, almost a 45-degree angle to the canvas, you'll notice that the brush strokes are less likely to show up. Because again, it's kind of keeping a smooth surface. So as you paint, try both. Lots of pressure, little pressure. Try to get as much as you can, because the more that you do, the more you're going to learn and your muscles are going to remember. And then it becomes even more comfortable. Alright. And hopefully you're finding that while you've been painting this, you've kind of forgotten that the world exists for a little bit. You're so focused on covering up the canvas and kind of getting lost into this process. That is what art is about. Alright, take another progress photo before we put our second layer of red on top of our letters. Again, feel free to adjust this to any color that you like. You can go back up to that big brush or the smaller brush, or even pointy, whatever you feel you need at this point. Most of what I do in my videos is merely a recommendation. Take what you can from here, adjust it to what's going to fit for your needs. Nice, and you can already see with that second layer of paint on there, we're getting much more opaque coverage. Those of you that are painting for the first time and using the student grade paint, as you find that you like to paint more, slowly move up to the artist grade paint one tube at a time. It's kind of that way it's not a crazy investment for you. You can still kind of learn to get comfortable with your tools and then see what it's like with a little bit better quality paint. And you may even find that you like some of the transparent quality of the student grade paint and end up using both. There's so many cool supplies nowadays when you go into the art store that, you know, just try and see what you can do. Again, take a deep breath. You're doing a great job. And it's just a nice time spent painting. If you have friends that you paint with, you know, you guys can all do this together or each paint something different, but it's good quality time spent. And then good excuses to continue painting. And one of the things that I like about this love painting is the negative spaces. The space that is inside that O, the space that's inside the E, and even the V. Just kind of the shapes that they make. I find those very intriguing. And those are called the negative spaces. Just extra little art jargon for you. So repeat to your friends anything that I talk about. And they'll think you learned quite a bit, and you're learning more than you realize. And they'll be impressed with what you create. Nice. Again, the more that you handle the brush, the more you'll kind of learn how to use those edges and keep some sharp lines. Alright, pause the video and take your progress photo. I would recommend letting the paint completely dry before you do your outlining. And I liked the white just because it was kind of poppy and bold, but feel free to switch out colors. And this is not a part of the original inspiration for this painting, the Robert Indiana Love painting. There was no outline on his version. So this is just my extra addition to the graphic quality of this painting. And again, make it whatever you want to fit your decor. As you use that smaller brush, again, mind your pressure. And you want to keep kind of a light pressure. And you can see where I've kind of put my pinky out, using that to kind of steady my arm. You try that, or you can even try resting your forearm against the table. And if you need to, you can add a touch of water to your paint. That'll give it a little bit more fluidity and flow as you move the brush across the canvas. Keep in mind, you never want your brush more than 30% water. Basically, you never want your brush dripping wet. And even as I'm making the lines, you can see where it overlaps my background color choices with the outlines of the letters. That way, if you didn't make straight lines when you were doing your colors, this kind of covers them up. Most things in painting, if you don't like it, you just let it dry and paint on top of it again. Alright, this is coming to a nice conclusion. I hope you guys' paintings turn out really well and that you enjoyed the process. Tag me in anything that you upload to social media. Paint with Lovejoy. And I like to check out what you guys are doing. I'm starting to see some of the photos come in, and it keeps me going. I find it exciting. And if you have any mistakes like I just had there, wipe it off and just apply more paint. So again, thanks for taking time out of your day to paint with me. I look forward to working with you again, and happy creating. Hey guys, I hope your paintings turned out really cool, and I hope you had a good time and relaxing time while you were painting. Hopefully, if you were using your student grade acrylics, you painted a little bit thicker and you got a little more comfortable with applying that. If you had your nice artist grade paints, hopefully you enjoyed the consistency of that. But please keep painting, keep going. As you upload these to social media, please tag me at Paint with Lovejoy or hashtag Paint with Lovejoy. It really helps me move forward as I see you guys paint these paintings, go through the videos, and it helps me as I make new things in the future. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to paint with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm honored that you guys are spending time on my videos and going through the process, and hopefully, like I said, you are a little more calm and a little more relaxed because of it. So look forward to painting with you in the future. Until next time, cheers. honored. We're gonna wait for the plane and do that again. All right. Is geared towards first-time and beginner painters. Let's try that again. We're gonna wait for the plane.